Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. So this morning we are going to discuss an exciting topic, that is on love and sex. So here we will find few comparisons between human love and divine love. Actually, love and sex, and of course this limit of the human love, and of course the infinity divine love. So many ways, and the love, that is the existence of love, and human love that falters, divine love that saves. Many ways we are going to discuss on this great topic, of course, that must be known. Few times we don't know really what divine love is and how it has been, it is different from the divine love. Most of the time we feel inactive. Of course, we don't know, we feel helpless to help the disintegration, differentiation. So here we are going to discuss little bit on love and the sex. Of course, in many angles we have discussed on of course on love. But sex, that person, how it actually hurts, that is the topic of discussion right now we are going to discuss. Initially, we'll try to go into Sri Aurobindo's couple of lines, couple of definitions, which is differentiating human love from the divine love. So beautifully, Sri Aurobindo has quoted this divine love, unlike the human. So here specifically Sri Aurobindo differentiates the limits of the human love and of course the limitless divine love. Very fantastically Sri Aurobindo tries to disintegrate, of course, differentiate. The divine love, unlike the human love, is deep, vast and silent. So the characteristic of the divine love is deep, vast and silent. Unlike when it is used, just opposite is the human love, that is not deep, not vast, it is not also silent, it is crowded. So against here in the course, the human feeling of love is always either based on strongly mixed with ego. Strongly mixed with ego, that is the major factor that differentiates and of course narrows the limits of the divine love. So already we have known initially love, a glory from the eternity sphere, as described by N. Savitri. Love, where it was on the top, a glory from the eternity sphere. Here, after coming, after reaching, it has been thrice helpless for three times. Have been abased first, in not in the proper base. Second, mocked. Normally, it has been mocked and disfigured. It has lost his figure and got disfigured by the Bessormites. So here, Sri Aurobindo, in the initial lines, Sri Aurobindo quotes, human divine love is deep, vast, and silent. It is unlike the human love. Human feeling of love is always either based on or strongly mixed with ego. That is why it can't be pure. So when it is missed, it is disfigured, it is mocked, and this is of course debased. So it has got mixed with the ego, so can never be purified, and of course it can't be pure. Against Europe in the course, human love fails it by its own ecstasy. Human love fails with its own ecstasy, but divine love can squander, use itself utterly, yet never waste or diminish. Never it can be diminished nor can be wasted. But human love, most often, almost you can say 100%, there is a chance of failure of it fails by its own ecstasy. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, and Sri Aurobindo, of course, tries to differentiate between human love and divine love. Human love is usually a mixture of ignorance, attachment, passion, and desire. Four things that has been that has occupied the human love. Human love usually a mixture of ignorance, attachment, passion, and desire. Ignorance, attachment, passion, and desire. These four things have actually occupied human love. That human love contains all these four. So, greatest test of love and devotion is when it bonds as strongly in long absence or in the long presence. That is the taste, and everyone has to, of course, taste and appear the taste. So when we have come to discuss and of course differentiate between know about the human love and the sex, we'll try to quote twice. Of course, we'll see how really it is, what really the sex is meant. We normally feel when there is a love, there is a human love, there must be sex. And sex is, of course, because it is not the divine love, that incarnation, the Lords are not coming to manifest through without this, there without birth and death. So many ways we have seen, but thing is that this is human person, human probability. So he is there must be the use of sex for the birth and rebirth, of course, for the time being we have seen. Anyway, here in the course on sex, in beautiful two lines, sex is a degradation or a distortion of the Ananda force. So many forces we have learned of, we have heard of, we have of course read. But actually, one force is there, that is Ananda force, capital N, A. So and capital F. This sex is a degradation or distortion. Two beautiful terms and most useful terms have been used by Sri Aurobindo. Degradation or distortion of the Ananda force. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, inactivity is an atmosphere in which the sex easily rises. Inactivity is an atmosphere in which sex easily rises. So inactivity, it creates the problem for the, of course, for the sex. Anyway, we are going to read few lines from the mother. Then we'll come to discuss something from Sri Aurobindo. Of course, the topic of discussion is on the this is sexual attachment and the love. Love is actually divine love. Here in the mother quotes here, love is not actually sexual intercourse. It is no way. But really we keep thinking that is not, still mother contradicts. It is not like this. It is not the vital attraction or any, of course, it is an interference, vital interference, nothing like this. Then actually it is not the craving of the heart for the love, for the attachment, attraction, not like this. That what this divine love is really, it has come directly from the Supreme. It is a powerful wave. It is coming direct from the from the divine. Actually, those who possess it, it is actually pure, it is powerful. So to accept it, to manifest it, those who are ready to accept it and manifest it, that is actually they are much more capable and much more blessed and the graced one. So what about the purification? That is also one state in which nothing will influence you. That is the point of purity. And again, this is to get yourself open to the influence of the divine. That is what the one as the purity. There must be no influence. You must not be influenced. Second, you will be free all the time. So sometimes people feel that this good food that creates the sexual attachment and all. Mother actually disagrees. That a good food, through good food, this intersexual attitude and intercourse attitude never comes. But actually, it comes from the wrong thinking, and of course, and it is from the mental repercussion. It comes. So when you think, you will think as little as possible. If it is not at all required, then just bypass it. Then it is better. So what really you want, mother course, that's what you try to concentrate, but is actually not in your scope. Simply try to discuss again. Steer in the course, there is two states. This sexual relation, it is actually of the past, when man was very much confined and very much near to the of course this animal attachment. That time it was there, but actually you have now, well, you have now passed a far beyond this animality, this animal attachment, because man is a connecting link between the demigod and the beast. From the beasthood, from the beast abyssal attitude, you have passed along and you are nearing to the divinity. So naturally better, this is the sexual relation and all, it is of the past. The what about the future? It is actually the only the divine on which you are depending. So sincerely you try to aspire and try to get detached from the sex. Again, mother is having a very nice what about this divya prema love, divine love. So you must be conscious of the divine love. So to be conscious of the divine love, you must be detached. You must renounce all other sorts of human sub love, including the bestial love, animal love, and this human love. Those must be renounced. Again, then mother quotes, those who love can recognize love. And the second, to bear the pressure of the divine love, you must be divinized. You must divinized by to yourself. Those who are not capable of sincerely implementing the love, they will never know what really this divine love is. So when and only when the love is becoming divine and the love's divinization is coming, then it is known as actually selfless love. So with the selfless love, the love will get divinized. The divinization of love will come, and of course we'll feel very much. We must be, if we are, this is our love. Our love is a selfless love. So then naturally we will better be acquainted with the love really. Again, your mother quotes, if someone is in love, possessing the divine love, he knows the divine love, then naturally for him, what about the true value or the worthless value of the human love? Simply he tries. So keep faith on that. Human love, it is actually very much limited, very much stipulated, very much narrow. It is egocentric. So once you go out of this bounds and confines of the human love, approaching towards the divine love, then naturally your problem is solved, and all the care and your cares and anxieties will go forever. There will be no pain and suffering for you. Yeah, whenever you are feeling lonely, sometimes, many times we feel lonely. So you feel that I must love somebody, somebody must be there to love me like this, because you if you quote Francis Bacon, wife and husband, that Francis Bacon quotes, it is the wife of the youth, then friend of the middle age, and nurse of the old age. Sometimes we feel we are lonely and all, but thing is that we don't forget, we have already forgotten the main thing, that is what actually divine is there. If we can be able to love the divine, then this human love, this loneliness, it will permanently disappear, perish. Then again, mother quotes, they see, sometimes when you feel you need you have the need of the human love, then better you must go for the experience, spiritual experience. That is this spiritual experience, that is the best way for your preparation for the divinization. And again, so human need is for the love and affection. That is the major factor, major criteria, that is the major presence in the human love. But actually, if you can perish this idea, throw away, renounce this idea, and you can be able to know only the divine love, then your chapter is closed. For then you must be open to the divine love. There must be query. You must go deep within. You have to quote who know. You have to inquire where is divine and what really is meant. He is meant. What is the purpose? So that your problems will be solved. So love has the only demand of the love is self-giving. Only way you have to do is to self-giving. That is the only factor, only condition. Without self-giving, love cannot be self-existent. So no, actually no, it has got no base. So self-giving is a major factor like this. So in the human love, then self-giving is a rare factor. It is packed with selfishness and it has got its demand. But as long as there is ego, very difficult to love. Love can be possible with the ego, centric attitude, with the presence of ego. It is not there. Love alone can love. Love, you can have a victory over the ego. So actually, it is a great barrier. This ego is a great barrier but actually divine love is a great supporter. So again, mother quotes about the love for the divine, that is a great thing. If really you can love the divine, and you can have the aspiration to love the divine, so naturally you will get you will get elevated into the higher level. So this human tendencies, human attractions, human bondage will have no place. So you have to do one thing, first of thing, truly, to love the divine truly, you must be away from the ego and of course the attachment and bondage of the desire. Again, love, mother quotes, love is everywhere. Anywhere, everywhere, in everything, love is there. So truly, the entire life will be packed with full of love. Actually, if we can be able to know how to live it, love is everywhere. Love is in every circumstances you can find love. But thing is that you must know how to live the life. Again, this about this sweetness, mother quotes. Actually, it is present in every heart corners. This sweetness is there everywhere. In all, it is there. Always, it is there. But thing is that sometimes we felt bitterness. That is actually it is the smoke of the falsehood. Also, it has to be disappeared, eliminated only with the sun of truth will blaze. And when the sun of truth is blazing, there is no place absolutely for the darkness of the falsehood. So, sun of truth has to come ablaze upon, so that this falsehood, this darkness, this falsehood will disappear permanently. Only truth can accept the divine love, and of course it has got the power. Supreme truth has got the power to manifest in the world the supreme divine love. So, to actually activate and to make it swift the divine love is so the manifestation of the divine love can be swift only when the truth you and all will try to collaborate the divine, and it's best we can best this is the best way we have to collaborate. Again, towards the end we'll try to quote few lines from Sri Aurobindo, of course. Sri Aurobindo quotes, love is a crown of all being and its way of fulfillment. Beautifully, Sri Aurobindo quotes, love is the crown of all being and its way of fulfillment. Second, love leads us from the suffering of divinization to the bliss of perfect union. Two things are there. Yoga, you will know, union with the divine. So, how this union will be perfectly materialized? It is through love that leads us from the suffering of division, where there is a division, there is suffering of division, into the bliss of perfect union. Love need no other motive. Love has no other motive than love, only divine love. It has got no other motive. Love is a child and a seeker of delight. Very interesting, very tough message and a tough definition, tough identification by the divine. Love is a child and seeker of delight. Love is that by which we can enter directly into possession and self-existence delight of the divine being. Into the self-existent and the possession of the self-existent divine delight of the divine being, to enter directly. Love is the only way and only method. Love is one emotion in us which can entirely be motiveless and self-existent. Divine love, it has absolutely got no motive, motiveless and self-existence. But human love, already we have discussed, a mixture of ignorance, attachment, passion, and desire. Again, the one can love divinely only by becoming divine in nature. There is no other way. No other way. One can love divinely only by becoming divine in nature. Somebody asks, Mother, I want, we are in love. No, 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 Mother Course, keeping silent. You try to widen your love. Try to keep sheltered in my arms, they will protect you against everything. If you want to love, love me, because I am the mother. So take shelter in my arms, they will protect you against everything. Again, in yoga, all love should be turned towards the divine. In yoga, all love should be turned towards the divine. It is the love of the divine that grows, that other things cease to trouble the mind. Again, Only by the ascent to the highest truth, already again we are quoting the divine truth, only by ascent to the highest truth and the descent of that highest truth, not only the ordinary truth, that the highest truth, ascent and descent, can love be delivered from the cross and placed on the throne. Again, we find love, the force of love. Here in the quotes also beautifully, love and force. When all is said, love and force together can save the world. Love and force can together save the world eventually, but not the love only and the force only, or force only. So there must be the conjugation, of course, confirmation, and of course the coordination of love and the force that can altogether save the world. Again, the supreme divine love is a great creator. Supreme great has the is a creative power. Supreme divine love. So just imagine human love. It has got no existence here. Right now, you feel human love is the Lord for you. Love is and was my Lord and King. You can quote Lord Tennyson, but thing is that it has got love can't save, love can destroy. Love is egocentric. Again, the love for the divine is a self-giving which brings in return the full ananda of the love and union. Love can last or satisfy only if it bases itself on the soul and the spirit. If it is centered around soul and spirit, it can have satisfy. If it has the roots there. Roots there means it is having the soul and spirit. Again, Sri Aurobindo having, you can remember that New Year message in your calendar. The smile of love that sanctions the long game. The smile of love that sanctions the long game. All love is indeed, that is, adoration has the special force behind it. Love that is worship is at once an aspiration and a preparation. So finally, we are going love and wisdom. Sometimes there is a beautiful differentiation, and the questions are often asked about love and wisdom. That is very tactically, very cunningly, Sri Aurobindo has explained in a very intellectual way. Concentrated love has a profundity of its own. Concentrated love has a profundity of its own which can't be measured. Concentrated wisdom. After this concentrated love, Sri Aurobindo comes to the concentrated wisdom has a wider profundity. Wider. There, concentrated love has a profundity, but concentrated wisdom has a wider profundity. But one cannot say that it is deeper. Just that is the difference. That is a great difference, really. Anyway, we have come to the point. We have known what is really divine love. What is really love. And after we have found few quotations from Savitri, love in our was wider than the universe, so the whole world could take refuge in our single heart. Again, Mother quotes beautifully, my love is not the hunger of the heart, my love is not the craving of the flesh, it came to me from God to God, it returns. So this is what divinization, it is the divine love. Then we have quoted few lines on human love, differentiated human love and of course divine love. Mother quotes the love is everywhere. Love and of course love has a healing touch. Divine love is totally above all. Only when thou hast risen above this attachment, this narrowness, ego, then only you can get. And further, we have heard the great thing that love alone can love. Love has only self-giving is the power of love. Self-giving is the what's only need in the possession of the true love. Again, we have seen this love, actually human love falters, fails, and most of the time actually we get frustrated, but things divine love will never falter. And most of the time we find this love and sex, which most of the time we take that in that way. Love means that is sexual intercourse, vital attachment, and something, it is the vital attraction. It is a demand that you are my child, I have given you birth, so love, that is that way. There is a bondage, there is a pressure, there is a, in many ways we find in different languages, of course, but thing is the mother contradicts. No, it is the divine love which has a healing power, it is a panacea. But thing is that we must know really what divine love is, how it has been differentiated from the ordinary human love. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, love is everywhere, it is it is present with everything. And most of the time we feel, if you really try to love only the divine, love is only for the divine, and the love is also on the ladder. You will find that it has got its spontaneously. Sometimes somebody loves and he felt that everybody should love him. Second case, he loves, he feels okay, so there should be some attraction, some repulsion, some reaction, reciprocation from there. Third case, we will find that nobody is actually admitting his love. Still, you feel, you expect that one day will come, it will be appreciated. And finally, number four, we feel that only in love we should not expect anything. There must be purity, there must be equanimity, there must be simplicity, so that I will love. We don't have the expectation and the bondage, and of course for the real love. And finally, sometimes if we can make emotion, this emotion, it is actually emerging from the heart, try to be inclined and try to surrender to the divine. That is a great help. And finally, we see this really not ordinary love. We will think of the divine love only, that is having a great creative power and that can help. Thank you. Vandana.